Hello, my name is Maria Castellanos, and this is my book review in the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. For this first part, I'll talk about how Commitment 10, Exploring the Opposite, helps you to understand the psychological concept of reframing and applying it in an organizational context. Exploring the opposite means being open to the notion that the opposite of your story, thoughts, beliefs, and opinions could be as true or truer than your story, and that the issue is not itself what causes pain, but the way you interpret it. The concept of reframing in Commitment 10 was developed by Professor of the University of Virginia, Jonathan Haidt. This concept I find very important for an organizational context, since when you put yourself in the position of others, that becomes vital to build an idea to completion with other people. By reframing, we challenge our automatic stressful thoughts and we let go while getting perspective. The book uses the view of Byron Katie, who suffered from a 10-year-long depression. In her work, she talks about how when she believed her thoughts, she suffered, explaining that freedom is as simple as depending on your optional suffering. The way that we can find joy is by reevaluating the way we think and perceive the world around us. The way to do so is by asking ourselves 4 questions to our thoughts as we take as the truth. So first, is it true? Second, can you absolutely know that it was true? Third, how do you react when you believe that thought? And fourth, who would you be without that thought? When you're answering these questions and you don't justify your original ideas, it can open your world to see that things are a matter of perspective. I believe this helped me understand how in an organization reframing is crucial for a team to coexist. From your own perspective, context, and information available to you, we can create truths or realities that might be incomplete and generate suffering and issues that could be easily fixed by just thinking about them in another way. This gives us a new way to understand the way we perceive the world and allows us to be more empathetic to those around us as we work for a shared goal and become curious about all the different possibilities that are around our thoughts. Understanding a stoic view of how happiness and sorrow are a matter of perspective and thoughts are always free. For the second part, to increase the likelihood of success for myself in a career, I thought about how one of my weaknesses is candor. Not because I'm not honest, but because I tend to be very afraid of hurting people's feelings, so I withhold parts of the truth sometimes. Commitment 4 of the book talks about speaking candidly. The chapter makes a point on how leaders and teams have found that seeing reality clearly is essential to being successful, that in order for reality clearly, leaders and organizations need everyone to be truthful and not lie about, withhold information, they need candor. Candor is the revealing of all thoughts, feelings, and sensations in an honest and open way. In this chapter, one concept that was very helpful to me and I think will make me more successful in the future was the 3 circles of candor. It helped me understand that the truth has layers and dimensions, and how it is important to understand each one of them. The 3 circles are, first, truthfulness, the accuracy of what you say; 2, openness, how much do we reveal; and third, self-awareness, how much do we know when we talk. These steps, as the book talks about, show me how you can still share hard truths, not withholding them, but doing so from a place of love rather than fear. Building trust as an organization where you can know as someone who will give it to you straight, but will always be followed by finding the best way to support others and move forward. This ties with the concept of projection, who we can recognize our own biases and understand that we experience the world by our own lens. When looking at others, we can ask ourselves, how is this true about me? And if they say there is something spot on, you got it. This process of understanding how one might see their own truth can help me become more self-aware. And in that case, my understanding how better gives truth by being accurate, complete, and aware of what goes around it. Since speaking candidly shows respect to others and improves communication with teams you will eventually have to lead. For this third part, talking about influencing individuals, I found that Commitment 2 was very useful, that is learning through curiosity. For how to influence the social environment, taking radical responsibilities, Commitment 1. And last but not least, environmental factors, Commitment 12, having enough of everything. When influencing an individual, Commitment 2, learning through curiosity, was very important since it talks about how you are stuck on being right. It says that we need to value learning over being right, and that the only way to grow is to actually let go of our ego and change curiosity and wonder over just being right all the time. As leaders, we need to know the strengths of our teams and that our job is to lead their skills and make the most of that everyone has to give, which means we don't have to be right all the time since the answers to our problems can be found from different places. In a social aspect, the commitment number 1 talks about letting go of our toxic fears, which is the reason why we blame. Instead, we need to build trust and support where we tackle problems together and are more lenient with our own mistakes, as others will be lenient with our mistakes as well. And last, we talk about toxic myths in commitment number 12, where is that there is never enough, or that more is always better, or that it is what it is. The mentality in life there is never enough, even if the book does not relate it to our environment, I could think about it in the concept of scarcity in our finite resources. This information that we know, but still organizations rather ignore or think that they still need to get on it because someone else will. Our environment is important and should be cared for, and us as leaders and organizations need to know that we need to have the environment very present in the decisions that we make every day. As a last part, after reading this book and these concepts, I had three main takeaways of how can I make myself more successful in the future. First, a good leader is that one that asks for help and recognizes that the best possible answer or outcome is by which build everyone together, by taking time to listen to each other and share ideas. Second, the truth hurts sometimes, but the biggest part about being an honest leader is take steps you take to understand, deliver, and improve after that truth. Honesty doesn't work without communication, empathy, and understanding, and then the next move forward is always a joint effort. And third, that a lot of what it takes to be a good leader comes from our ability to truly reflect into who we are, and how we see the world, and how we treat others around us. Just like the world has infinite knowledge, those the knowledge within yourself. You have your core and your essence that makes you who you are, but just like the time changes seasons, so do you as you progress in your careers. It all is about adapting to your new environment by taking time to listen and reflect, while keeping your beliefs like curiosity and kindness to others close to you as you navigate these changes. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.